Okay, we are live for the Power Chat series. Today is our post show for the South Atlanta Open. It's a Pro-Mac rated tournament, and our guest is one of the winners, Tyler Stallings. Tyler, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Good. Excited to have you on the show. This is your first time coming on the podcast, and we're going to learn a little bit more about you as well as review the event. So, Tyler, you're representing Team Impact, and you competed on the ProMac circuit. Now, tell me a bit more about how you did at this event.
So overall, I did good. I got first in all my divisions. I had traditional bow, traditional forms, extreme forms. I went to grands. I had a couple mess ups, but I still pulled out the W and got both my grands. It was good.
So, was this a clean sweep for you?
I would say so. Uh, not any, not being mean to the other competitors. I just did better than they did and got that win.
Okay, well, congratulations. You also took home one of the grand prizes for winning. It was a cool backpack with some features like charging and things like that. Definitely a unique takeaway. What were your thoughts with that?
I thought that was pretty cool. I can really use that for what I'm doing. I have trade school soon, and there's gonna be a lot of people there. We leave our stuff there. I don't want anybody getting in my stuff, so I'm really gonna use that.
That's cool, and it's a super unique bag, so it's not like someone taking a North Face and then accidentally walking away with it. So you actually plan on using it?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna be using it every day.
Cool. Okay, so a little bit more about the tournament. Obviously you performed well, but in terms of how it was run, this is, I believe, this is the second year. It was the first year the promoters are the ones who were hosting it,
Yes, ma'am.
but it's been going on for a couple years at least. I know. How was it ran?
It was ran super well, super clean. Once we got everything set up, it was run really quickly. Xavier and Miguel, they did really well at running it. It was their first time, and they just did super good. Overall, it was a good tournament. There was good behavior from everyone. There was not any problems. It was just run super smooth.
So could you tell this was their first time promoting?
If if I hadn't known, I would not have known this was the first time. It was really good.
That's a great compliment to them, to not be able to tell the difference between a veteran promoter and someone this is their first time. So I hope they're listening and they feel good about their own performance even though they might not have been competing. So you're on Team Impact. Tell me a little bit more about your involvement and your team's involvement on the Pro Max circuit.
So I got on Team Impact last year, and oh, sorry, my computer is messing up. Um,
I could see you.
okay, so I got on Team Impact last year. We've been training super hard every day, hours on end. Um, we've had, we also have one of our own ProMac tournaments, Battle at the Capitol, and that was ran really well too. We had a lot of good competition there, and it's been pretty good.
Awesome. And so I guess you're involved in the Pro Max circuit. How has it been going for you, the competition season?
It started off a little shaky, not really that great for me. Had a lot of
Okay.
hard competition, and I've kind of just been just trying to get better and better every day. It's been obviously it's been pulling off because I've been winning a lot more and everything. It's been really fun.
Sometimes that's what we need a little bit is a reminder of the work that needs to be done, right? So even if it's a shaky start and then it really just matters about the trajectory and where you're going. So tell me a little bit more about how you got involved in martial arts.
I always grew up watching like UFC and stuff,
Mhm.
and I got started. I watched Karate Kid since I was little. I've always wanted to do it. I just been
Mhm.
like I used to say I was Karate Kid and stuff, and I found out about Mr. Sean at the YMCA, so I went and we saw everything that was going on, seen how it was run. It was run super good. My mom put me in it, and ever since then I've just been grinding.
Wow. You know what? There's always a karate movie. I feel like for some people, it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Other ones, it's the Power Rangers or Karate Kid. It's just funny how each generation kind of has their own movie that sort of inspired them to start. How did you start competing, though?
I think I only had like three classes in, and Mr.
Wow.
Sean brought up to me that we had a local tournament going on, the Forge, and he said it was
Oh.
really good. Master Joe runs it really good. He asked if I wanted to go and just see what it was like, and
Mhm.
I didn't do that great, obviously, but I was really nervous, and he wanted me to kind of get used to the crowd and the audience, and that's really how I got there. He just made me do it.
There's so many different things that you can learn in a tournament, especially at the early stages of competition, whether that's how to introduce yourself or how to warm up correctly and how long that'll take you. For you, I guess what's the latest thing that you've taken home as a lesson from one of your most recent competitions, which would be the South Atlanta Open?
I've really learned how to be more humble and really just try to help people. It's really taught me how to help people, what to do when somebody's asking for help instead of just like, I don't really know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. It's this tournament, everybody was like super nice and stuff. And so if anybody had a question, it kind of helped me have more confidence talking one on one with kids.
Wow, what that's such a, and it's not like, oh, you took home. I think a lot of people after a tournament's like, oh, I learned I need to work on this trick or work on whatever that can benefit me, but it's really telling that a lesson that you learned is sort of another way to benefit the sport and the people who are in it as well.
Yes,
Do you teach martial arts too at your school?
I have started doing a like a teaching class, or Mr. Sean will is teaching us how to help the little kids, like teach little kid classes.
Yeah.
And I haven't really been going that much lately. I need to start going back, but I'm trying to learn how to get better at it, how to speak to the kids, how to be less scared to talk.
Yeah, it's definitely, it takes time. Public speaking, talking, even if you yourself know how to do it, breaking it down to teach it to other people is a whole nother ballgame, which definitely takes time. So it's cool that that your instructor does, of course, have a class to teach how to teach, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you said you're going to trade school. How do
Yes, ma'am.
you what are you looking to go into, and how do you plan on balancing competition and martial arts as school starts?
Um, I'm going into trade school for welding
Cool.
because everybody in my family is pretty much gone to welding. My great granddad did welding, my dad, my uncle, and so he's just always had an eye for it.
Mhm.
And I don't really know. I'm trying to work out a schedule for school and taekwondo. It's really hard, but I'm
Of
still
course.
just trying. Even if I can't go to class, I'm still outside in the yard practicing. I'll even be in my room sometimes before I go to sleep, just walking through my forms,
Mhm.
just trying to get my stances better or something. It's just it's kind of difficult to get a schedule going right now.
Yeah, are you going into your first year of trade school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I mean, it's understandable, you know. You have to navigate, you have to see what it is first before you can really hammer down a schedule of what it's going to be like. So I totally get that. But you do have a desire to figure out a way to do it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So you said taekwondo. You said that's your background?
Yes, ma'am.
How has that been like, as a taekwondo based student transitioning into some of the traditional divisions as well as sport karate?
For the traditional, it's gotten kind of tougher because I do different style of forms. I do Japanese forms, and the
Mhm.
stances are a lot different from Taekwondo. It's shorter, and I've been trying to get my really just my stances for that better. It's helped me with my tricking a lot because for the way that we have it, it's we have a lot of tricking classes right now.
Cool. Are you in any way interested in doing the new Korean challenge at NASCA events? Do you compete on the NASCA circuit?
I don't really compete on NASCAR. Really, the only NASCAR tournaments I'm doing right now are U.S. Open and Battle of Atlanta.
Hmm.
Next year, I am expecting to be able to do a lot more NASCAR, and I want to do the new Trad Challenge, but I'm just gonna have to get my forms a lot better before I can do that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it looks like such a fun division to do. And it's cool that you have some goals or some tournaments that you hope to hit up next year as we do. It's crazy. This year flew by. We're already in the last third of the year. I saw a post 1 month until fall. So it's just going by so quickly. Speaking of goals, what are some of just your goals in martial arts, long term and short term?
Long term, I am hoping to be able to try out for the USA martial arts team again in 2025. Do that, be able to go compete at the World Games, get more gold. Short term, I am hoping to be able to win at the Arkansas Open, get my points up, and compete at championships at the end of the year.
Awesome. Right, because ProMac, you guys have a championship at the end of the year, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's been a while since I used to compete on ATA, and it's the same thing. You get your points and you compete at Worlds, and it feels like a lot of stress on this one competition after a whole season of great performances. And then I got to NASCA, and it was like a little less stressful because it's across 10 to 12 tournaments, and you collect points. Do you
Yes, ma'am.
prefer having that Worlds, that final championships?
Um, I've only done it once, so I can't really say, but I feel like it's a good. I like it. It's really shows. So we've had all these tournaments. We've gone to all these tournaments because you start at the beginning of the year and go through. And I feel like the championships gives you your chance to show everybody that you haven't competed against at some tournaments and other tournaments how good you've
Mm.
gotten from the beginning.
That's so true. And it's like a culmination, right? It's the can you put it out every single time? And you're right. I'm sure you don't compete against every single person on the ProMac circuit because you guys do have a lot of tournaments. Okay,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
said your next tournament is the Arkansas Open. Anything in particular that you're doing to prepare to train for it coming off of this great performance at the South Atlanta Open?
I'm going back to the basics and just walking through all my stances, all my strikes, everything, getting my power better. I am doing a lot of cardio to get ready for this, and it's going to be very painful.
Wait, what's going to be the difference between the Arkansas Open and the South Atlanta Open?
This tournament is it's I have this thing that I got from championships last year, which is like a
Uh-huh.
free tournament, and I'm going to be doing a lot more divisions at this one, and I'm
Oh,
going to get my stamina better and everything. So
oh, okay, because I was picking up on this is going to be different and painful because it didn't seem like the South Atlanta Open was painful for you considering all of your wins. Wait, so you already listed so many events that you won. So you said you're going to do how many divisions?
I am. I think I might be doing 7 or 8. I don't know yet.
Wow, I think the last time I stopped doing 7 or 8 divisions when I was like when I was 11 probably, and then maybe 11 or 12, and then I was like, okay, I need to start shaving off the divisions because I'm getting tired. All right, and so I guess final wrap up. I'm sure people are wondering. You said cardio. What is that cardio going to look like in this heat, this summer heat?
A lot of running, a lot of push-ups, sit-ups, really just outside in the yard working on my sparring, just going those 2 minute rounds, like continuous sparring
Mhm.
nonstop, and just really just that.
That's really cool. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that, that tournament and your performance there, all those divisions. I didn't know Promac did like a kind of a special where you can win a free tournament or a championship. You could win a free tournament. That's huge considering how much sometimes these registration fees cost.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, it was great to learn more about you, Tyler, you as a martial artist, some of your goals as well as lessons. I was really impressed with your most recent lesson this tournament about just teaching others and being humble because it's really refreshing on such a competitive circuit. And of course, your great performance as a martial artist at this tournament.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, for everyone watching, thanks for tuning into the Power Chat series. This was the South Atlanta Open post show, a ProMac rated event, Point Fighter Live approved, and we had Tyler Stallings on. I'm excited to see how you do for the rest of the season, Tyler. Hope to have you back on the show.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, we are